compliments of the day and my best wishes to you and family. I know this letter will come to you surprisingly.
A 419 scam has become sort of iconic. You know, it's become a household word.
Which is the Nigerian penal code for scamming, 419. It's basically one of those emails that you get that says,
I am the long-lost relative of General fill-in-the-blank, and when he died, he left me a large sum of money, which I can't get access to. I must find someone with a bank account to help me transfer out the money. This sort of scam that involves money transfer, this is the 419 scam.
Take out your commission and leave the rest of the money until I arrive after the transfer is complete. Sincerely, Mr. Michael Bangura.
The people that I've done stories on who've been scammed out of money have been scammed out of $1,000, a couple $100, a couple $1,000, maybe $10,000 or $25,000 at the most in some sort of mortgage scam. But there is no one that reaches the level of victimization that Janella has.
This is just our family picture with my daughter being about 12 years old, and we had a dog.
She is very giving, very loving, thinks of others first.
This is Tom's father. It looks an awful lot like Tom, but that's his father, and he never met his father. Sad.
The family's very important. My dad, his mother died when he was 3, and his father died before he was born. When his mother died, all of his brothers and sisters went to the church orphanage. Because he was deaf, they didn't want him, so he got adopted.
I kind of knew my side of the family, but I didn't know his side of the family, so I thought, well, when I go to school, I'll see what I can do. I wrote 185 pages for the family history from my husband's side of the family. It was some pretty dead ends on my husband's side of the family.
She's helped get Dad connected with the rest of the family.
That's why I went through family genealogy, etc., and so that's why it perked my interest when they said, well, is this for family inheritance? So that's why I got hooked on it. Hook, line, and sinker, you might say. I swallowed the hook.
As part of our On Your Side philosophy, we warn you about scams and ripoffs. And tonight, On Your Side investigator Anna Song has a story about the ultimate scam that built a local woman out of $400,000.
It started, as it almost always does, with an email.
So in March of '05, she gets the first email soliciting this possibility of millions of dollars. Her initial contact was from someone mentioning that she had a relative in Africa, potentially named J.B. Spears, who had died and left behind this vast amount of money. And I think what caught her eye is that the name J.B. Spears was a legitimate name as far as a blood relative.
I knew that there was a missing link in the 1920s where Otto Spears disappeared. So when this came in on my personal home address, I was kind of surprised that they got Spears.
She investigated it further. The scammers were able to provide her more proof that they were legitimate. They would send her all kinds of certificates. I think they sent her a certificate of death at one point for J.B. Spears. They sent her at least a couple of different bank notes that had the amounts written on them. And she, in turn, gave them quite a bit of personal information as well.
So now it's all about collecting people's information and figuring out who to target. Before, that wasn't the problem. It was spam everybody. Now they'll spend a lot of time figuring out how to get just to you. That's really where we're seeing the really sophisticated organized criminals. That's the direction they're going. Because it's very low signal to noise. They get just the people they want to get.
Spear phishing is when you research a specific person and use specific information from your research that convinces them that you're legitimate.
Everything that they did, step by step, was to reinforce the notion that this money actually existed and that she could access it if she just did this one more thing.
The documents, the papers that I've had, some are false, some are true, and the hard part is to try and go through and see which are false and which are true.
We've got family members that really could use the money. Our daughter was going through cancer, You know, a lot of things that money could fix.
I personally thought that a lot of her problem in this is her background as a reverend. You know, reverends have this mentality of wanting to save everybody and wanting to fix everything. And I think that played into this as well.
You've got to look at the 419 scams as fairly sophisticated these days, and it's not just a one-on-one interaction, it's a many-to-one interaction.
When we're talking to her about, okay, Mom, what's going on this week, it was like you'd need a program. Oh, well, I called Saludo and emailed this person and I talked to that person. Wait, who was this person?
She's been brought along by several different individuals, a guy by the name of O'Dare, by Christina, by Clem, by Mr. Chambers.
You could almost see that she was getting passed up to a person's supervisor further up the chain.
Who have all been coaching her and working through the entire process of being able to get this money. So it's like, I'll hand money here, I'll hand money here, I'll hand money here, I'll hand money here, and it's frightening.
She had at least 4 different ones going on at one time.
It's a very complicated, very convoluted story that they're running her through.
This is the Carl Ona Fund, and this was stamped on December the 16th, 2005.
By late 05, early 06, we had the J.B. Spears Fund coming in as well from Nigeria. From 06, 07 time period in time, we had the J.B. Spears Fund, then moved over to the Carl Ona Fund in Spain. And now you have this whole evolution of a story, which is each time it moves, and that's the thing, each time the story moves, there's payments.
We owe close to, well, if you're going to add the mortgage on the house that I did for this scamming thing, and a second mortgage on the house, and also the credit cards, we owe close to $200,000 is what we owe. Now we paid close to $200,000 out of my pocket, you know. So that's finished. It's over with. It's done. You know, it's gone. And when you lose close to $400,000, you're sitting there going, okay, that's an awful lot to lose.
They had the house paid off. They had all the credit cards paid off. They had everything paid off. He wanted to go on trips and visit his brother and sister. Now they can't do that. Now they have a mortgage on the house again. Now the credit card bills are piling up. Now they have creditors knocking on their door.
Bad news. What? You have to pay $244 for a telephone bill.
Well, I didn't pay last month.
Well, last month it's $362.
$362, I know, I didn't pay last month.
3 months ago, $1,000.
I know, it's better.
I know that she needs help. She has no income now, and I don't know how she's going to get by. I don't know if she's going to keep her house or keep her car. I don't know how they're going to make it.